The Detroit Lions are the hottest offense in the NFL. They're the hottest team in the NFL. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl. In fact, I hope they win the Super Bowl. I pray Detroit wins the Super Bowl. You know why? Because that means KC's not winning the damn thing. And that also means that that Ben Johnson is now a Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator. That's even more encouragement for him to go take a head coach job and not stay with Detroit. Because sometimes if you get right there with your team and you miss out, you don't win the big game. Sometimes these coordinators are like, you know what? I'm going to stay one more year. I'm going to ride it out one more year. And I don't want that to happen. I want him to hit the market, and I want Tom Brady personally to show up to his house and say, come work for me. 7-time Super Bowl champion, come work for me. Not Mark Davis. Don't send Mark Davis. Don't even let Mark Davis get on the phone with him. You send Tom Brady. You send all the glitz and the glamour of Tom Brady to go recruit Ben Johnson to be the head coach of the Raiders. And then you draft, in my opinion, Cam Ward. And you let Ben Johnson really take this kid to the next level. And next thing you know, we're there. Miguel says, I say hire Vrabel or Brian Flores. Why do you like either one of them? I know Vrabel has, as a head coach, he has some experience and he's, playoffs and all that. But listen, there's a knock on Vrabel too. There's a reason why he's not a head coach right now. There is a very big reason. It's the same thing. Remember, this is a Patriot dude. It's the same problem that Josh McDaniels had. The knock on Vrabel is he doesn't get along with people. So there's, not saying that it was his fault or the organization's fault, but that's just the knock on him. That's why he's not a head coach right now. Warner says, your number one isn't Deion? No. God, no. I mean, it would be interesting to see. I mean, how cool would it be if the Raiders did draft Shedeur Sanders and hire his dad as head coach? And then we won a Super Bowl with that tandem. That would definitely be storybook. That would definitely be something that would go down in history as one of the wildest rides ever. However, with that being said, let's remember, do you think the NFL and Roger Goodell and the White Willie ownership of the NFL teams want to see a Deion Sanders and his son win a Super Bowl? All that brass. I mean, they're hating on Antonio Pierce the second he was even named interim head coach because he's from Compton. You think now the brass balls of Deion Sanders at the NFL level, week in and week out. You think Roger Goodell would be happy about that? And the ownership of other teams would be happy about that? You think that the refs wouldn't be against us because they would try to run Deion out of the NFL because he's so brass? I would love it. If it resulted in Super Bowls, I'm all for it. But I got to think reality too is the NFL. I mean, you can believe it or not, but the NFL is still ran by some racist people. And this is why they hate the Raiders. This is why the NFL has always been against the Raiders, because our ownership in Al Davis originally was the first to break ties with all of that crap. He was the first to hire minority coaches. first to hire female president. He broke all the norms. And the NFL and the other owners have hated the Raiders ever since. So just remember, if you brought in a Deion Sanders and you brought in Shador, boy, those refs, you can't let the games even be within 7 points. Because I'm telling you, the refs are going to do what the refs are going to do. Under order and instruction straight from Roger Goodell. They would try to sabotage us every chance they got. John Pearson, what's going on? LOL. If it resulted in a Super Bowl, I'd hire you, Raider D. I tell you what, man. Back in the day, I was pretty nasty at Madden. I was pretty nasty with the controller. I don't play anymore. I got so much stuff going on. I don't have time. I actually got rid of my Xbox a long time ago. But I was pretty good. And so I think that I could, at the very least, if you give me a good quarterback, you give me a good offensive coordinator, you give me a good defensive coordinator, Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins, healthy roster, Brock Bowers, and you give me a good quarterback, I think I could at least take the Raiders to wild card playoff. I don't know. I'm sure it's a lot harder than it looks. But, I mean, Antonio Pierce ain't calling no plays, so I don't even have to call no plays. I just stand there. I got my headset on. I'm on the sideline. I'm just like, yo, what just happened? Should I call a timeout? Okay, thanks, Dave. Timeout. And you know what I mean? I'd make it look real good. I'd make it look real good. I'd make it look like I knew what I was doing out there. But in all reality, no, I know being a head coach is far more complicated than that. And I could never imagine myself being in that position because I have absolutely no coaching experience, not even Pee-wee. I have zero coaching. I've just been a football fan, a Raiders fan my whole life. So it just is what it is. Larry says, shit, you better be able to do it in year one. Yeah, I'm saying, I think if I had an all-star or if I had a Pro Bowl all-star, if I had a Pro Bowl quarterback and I got Brock Bowers, healthy Max, and healthy Christian and Robert Spillane and we go out and get T. Higgins in the free agency, I mean, how do you not make the playoffs with that roster as long as you got a good offensive coordinator? I think even with the Turners, father and son, and you kept Patrick Graham, I think I could still do that. I think I could still get us to the wild card with a healthy roster, and I don't have to do anything other than just stand on the sideline, pretty much what Antonio Pierce is doing all season. Just stand on the sideline, just, get to watch some football. And then go make a press conference, go to the locker room, give a motivational speech. I think I could do that. I don't know if it'd work, but I think I could do it. But see, here's the thing, though. This is why Antonio Pierce had the advantage over me. He was actually a player in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl, captain of his team, Pro Bowler, all that. So he had that credibility to earn the trust of the players. If I walked in there off of the street, straight off the Raider D podcast, and Mark Davis called me tomorrow and said, hey, I just fired Antonio Pierce, you're taking over. If I walked into that locker room, all those guys would be looking, and I've talked to some of them, so I know some of them, but I would look at, they would be like, Raider D, what the hell are you doing here? Well, I'm your new head coach. And they're like, oh no. I think I would lose the locker room right then and there. Even though some of them, like I've had a couple of them here on the channel. I talked to a couple of them. Even if they like me, I don't think they would go out and play for me hard. Just because they know I would be an absolute fraud as a head coach. Raider Ryan, what is going on? He has been a member of the channel from the pretty much the beginning of us having memberships available. I think Raider Ryan was actually the second one next to D-4200, who was the first. What is good, my brother? How are you doing? Good to see you back on live, brother. Only 3 more miserable weeks of this season. Hopefully we get our top pick for our QB of the future. Raider Nation for life. I really like the camping videos too, Raider D. Thank you so much. I'm getting ready to go out and do another crazy survival video up in the Rocky Mountains tomorrow. I'm heading out in the morning to go do another one. There's a new type of shelter that I want to go out and build. So if you guys don't know about that, it is called Black Rain Official here on YouTube, and that is Rain Like a King. Black Rain Official here on YouTube. And guys, we're giving away a bag over on that channel worth over $1,000. It is an Everly stock switchblade bag, and then there's a bunch of goodies that we have stuffed in there from some sponsors of this channel as well as the other channel as well. So all you guys got to do, if you want to win that bag, which I have right here, actually. So this is the Everly stock switchblade bag. It is full of lots of good stuff. I actually have it upside down. But if you guys want to win this, it's real simple. Just go over to my other channel, Black Rain Official, and watch me try not to die up in the mountains all by myself. As I do crazy survival videos, I've been into the wilderness, bushcrafting and stuff like that for a long time. And so I take all of my skills and I'm challenging myself and trying not to die up in the mountains and record it for your guys' viewing pleasure. So Black Rain Official here on YouTube. That's my other channel. You can also find it. Actually should have that linked here. Do I have that linked here?